From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Naira Ahmed. In Washington today, Defense Minister Bill Blair says Canada has come to the NATO Leaders Summit with the kind of detailed plan that allies have been asking for. His comments come in the face of ongoing criticism that Canada has not met NATO defense spending targets.
I'm hoping that over the course of the next few days, I'll be able to share that credible, verifiable plan with our allies.
Members of the alliance have agreed to spend the equivalent of 2% of their national gross domestic product on defense, but Canada is expected to fall short of that this year at 1.37%. Blair is set to join Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and Foreign Affairs Minister Melanie Joly at the NATO Leaders Summit that begins tomorrow. Multiple pro-Palestinian protest encampments on university campuses across the country have been dismantled. A camp erected more than 2 months ago at the University of British Columbia's Vancouver campus has been dismantled, as a UBC security guard says the protesters vacated the site without giving any notice yesterday evening. In Ontario, pro-Palestinian protesters also dismantled encampments at the University of Waterloo and Western University over the weekend. Meanwhile, the University of Guelph has issued a trespass notice to its pro-Palestinian encampment after protesters set up camp on school grounds over a month ago. The encampments were established as part of a broader movement calling on academic institutions to cut ties with Israel. Meanwhile, Hamas says the most recent Israeli raids in Gaza could have disastrous repercussions for ceasefire efforts. Israeli forces advanced deeper into Gaza's largest city today, sending thousands of Palestinians fleeing. The incursion came after Israel and Hamas appeared to have narrowed gaps in negotiations in recent days. Back at home, Canada's Parliamentary Budget Officer says it's up to Canadians to decide if an online harms regulator is bureaucracy or enforcement. The comments were made after last week's $20 million over 5-year cost estimate for the new online harms legislation. Justice Minister Arif Farani says the new law is needed to compel social media companies to take steps to better protect Canadians from being exposed to dangerous content online, especially minors. In response to the estimate, Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre vowed to scrap the legislation, saying the law is just creating more bureaucracy. And an estimated 3,600 people lined up to be served free pancakes in downtown Calgary today for Alberta Premier Danielle Smith's second annual Premier Stampede Breakfast. Smith says she's thankful for city officials and workers after a catastrophic water main break was fixed just before the summer festival that draws hundreds of thousands of people.
I'm tremendously proud of the way Calgarians came together during the recent water line break. You all look great now that you've had a chance to shower regularly over the last few days.
She says Stampede is a chance to do business and celebrate the province's Indigenous and agricultural heritage. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, Canada's Leylah Fernandez and partner Ina Shibahara of Japan are out of the Wimbledon after losing in the women's doubles third round to fourth-seeded duo Taylor Townsend of the United States and Katerina Siniakova of Czechia. Canada's Rugby Sevens women have drawn in a pool with New Zealand, Fiji, and China at the Paris Olympics later this month. And all-star forward Scotty Barnes and point guard Emmanuel Quickley both officially re-signed with the Toronto Raptors this morning. Team president Masai Ujiri says locking up both for another 5 years will help Toronto return to the NBA's championship picture.
We'll win again here, and it's guaranteed we're going to win again here. I have every confidence that we're going to win in Toronto again.
Toronto will open play on July 13th against the Oklahoma City Thunder on the campus of the University of Nevada in Las Vegas for NBA Summer League. From the Canadian Press, I'm Naira Ahmed.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.